Hi guys, welcome back. This is Dream, and today we are going through a gigantic gamut of every monster you can possibly imagine. This first area is going to just be a mountain of meat. And, oh right, we had the pawns fighting for us. Unfortunately, they're not here to help us now, so we gotta do it all by ourselves. This, I guess, could be considered a combat test for the end of the game. You have everything that you need, but basically every single platform from here to there is going to spawn 3 or 4 of these guards and make you fight them. There are variety. Some of them have the mini Jabberwocks that shoot lightning and jump on you. It's not that it's hard, it's just really long. You can see how far this goes. Eventually, like you saw there, just screw it. I'm just gonna run for it. I want to fight everyone all at once. I'm sure this would be different if we were playing in a quote-unquote real difficulty, like what's the highest level? Nightmare, I think. So we'll see. I keep saying we'll see, like we're gonna come back and play this again. No, I'm not. I love this game. It's very cool, but I don't want to play it again. It's, I don't know, it's one of those things where, kind of getting off subject of the game, they say that if you ever want to, hate your favorite game to make a let's play of it, and that can be kind of true. It's something where if you run it for long enough, then you kind of start struggling to come up with content, and then you start losing your edge, let's say, on the actual game. Like, I loved playing Dead Rising 2, which was, and even The Cat Lady, well, I guess they're two different things. Dead Rising 2 I lost interest with because it's really cool, but it's really hard to do it properly, and also
every adventure requires a first step. Try
I love that quote. It's just, I don't know, killing zombies in several ways is fun, but when it comes to actually practically going through the game, you know, you basically stick to just a few weapons, like, you know, sledgehammers and spiked bats and all that, so all that fun, kooky stuff, you can run around and do it if you want and let your daughter die or whatever, but I don't know, it doesn't really show through that well. And eventually, it's just, it kind of gets boring. It's just a really long game. I mean, it never feels like enough time just because there's so much content. Oh! Sorry, Alice. But, it just gets stuck. The Cat Lady, I still like that game. For those who aren't familiar with my works, the Cat Lady is a, I would say adventure game, basically focusing around the themes of depression and suicide and the nature of evil. It's a very good plot-wise game, but it's very rough mechanically. So I still hold it dear in my heart, but when I first started Let's Playing it, I was revering it. If you look on my OP on the archive, you can see me kind of jerking off about it, but by the end, I was feeling so silly that in my thread compatriots, you know, all you lovelies out there reading this or watching it, it just, I don't know, it got silly after a while, so it changes. You'll never come out unscathed, that's for sure. It's like anything, you spend enough time with anything, and I'm not saying you get bored of it per se, but you definitely come out a little bit different. I don't like the mechanics of this game as much as I used to think I did, but I have enjoyed, for one, Let's Playing it, talking to all you cuties, and also, of course, co-commentating with Grimoire and Ms. Chris. But it's fun analyzing it, because there isn't a whole lot to analyze in this game, but it's not completely devoid of content either. And that's kind of one of those things that you need to really focus on. It's hard to say because horror... Oh, good job, Alice. I say that, Alice, like I didn't do that myself. Horror by its nature is I don't want to say it's subjective, but it's very open to speculation. There's some of the best movies in the world. And into lava again. I hate this levels. Best movies in the world, and games, of course, where there's all this massive amount of effort being put into, all these storylines and all these hints and clues and all that, but you don't really know them for sure, because that's the nature of the medium. That's why something like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something other than Silent Hill to compare against, with speculation. Okay, I'm gonna use a movie, because I just watched the, remake of Halloween. Yes, for a horror movie junkie, I am woefully behind on my classics. Oh. And it's interesting, because I was talking about this on Twitter, where I should probably put some context into this. I watch a lot of Criminal Minds, so, like, when I saw, Michael, the way he attacks all of the men is by, various grisly means, but all the women are stabbed with a knife while nearly naked. To me, that's a sex thing. Like, he's, sexual component, the knife is a penis, blah, 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 blah. But it's very, I don't know, I don't want to say it's subtle, because there's absolutely nothing subtle about that movie, but it's nothing completely explicitly seen. You have to look through the gore and the amazing amount of boobies. Seriously, I saw more teenage titties in that movie than I have in so many pornos. But anyways, it's something where it's hidden behind all these layers and layers of blood and guts and sex and all that typical horror movie stuff. And really, there's nothing to concretely say what I am saying is true. There's the knife thing, there's the patterns, and there's a small thing with his sister in the beginning that kind of, supports that theory. Ooh, that almost really hurt. But there's nothing ever explicitly said. And that's just the nature of how the game works. You don't know for sure. I mean, and that's the great thing about horror, is that the speculation in and of itself is entertaining. I mean, if you want to think that, I don't know, Alice is a metaphor for, I don't know, for seamstresses unions, or you want to be that guy who thinks that Silent Hill is about circumcision, then, by God, be that person. Don't expect everyone else to believe you, of course, but it's fun. That's the thing. Almost every other genre forces you to accept its conclusion, but the ambiguity of it, it's like Franbow, which we just got done with. The ambiguity pissed off a lot of people, and for me, it was kind of annoying too. I understand why they did it, but that unsatisfying ending is just, I don't know. But at the same time, that ambiguity is key to the genre. Because if it's not really horror, if the person, I mean, this is horror, but if the person just out and says, hey, this chick is crazy, you should, like, treat her as crazy, then that's, the answer. The definitive answer. It was all in her head, it was all made up, and, it is what it is. By the way, this is the grasshopper tea, which I talked about earlier. It's very rare, and basically makes you just jump over everything. It's short-lived, Alice gets a weird green tint and wings, and basically you can just blow through anything that's in front of you. It's not quite as bad as the invisibility thing, but it's kind of hard to control her because her jumps are so high, but it is what it is. So, I don't know. Like I was, who was I? Someone was talking about, the ambiguity and the end of,
The queen, my lower incisors for the queen. Where is that wretched creature?
The ambiguity of Soma. which isn't, I don't think it's really ambiguous, that's more of a moral thing, but people were pissed off. Same thing with, I don't know, a lot of things like that, just because it is part of the media. Should I bring it? Yeah, I guess. The sequel to this, which is Alice Madness Returns, so we know from Hieronymus Wilson's journal, which we spent 3 episodes reading, and the letter, and the beginning of Madness Returns, that Alice comes out of the sanitarium stable, but not completely cured. That's not really a secret. So it's not really ambiguous. It shows, you know, she's all happy now, she's able to function outside, but if you read this plot, you know for sure. But,
Only a few find the way. Some don't recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to.
hey guys, want to see me flail around with a puzzle for a while until I get it through my thick brain? Actually, no, I didn't even get it through my thick brain. I looked it up. Because, I'm not a smarty pants, and also I don't explore enough. So, Madness Returns... Okay, I'm gonna throw up a big spoiler warning, and I'm gonna put a link in the bottom where you can skip ahead through this little puzzle, or to skip to the end of the video. So, spoilers. Okay, at the end of the Madness Returns, Alice pushes her doctor in front of a train, he dies, and she is cured, I guess? She isn't really cured, but when she leaves the train station, she is in Alice, the Wonderland form, and when she walks out into the general London world, which up until now is drab and bleary and, you know, reality, it's Wonderland. It's bright, it's vibrant, it's full of animals and creatures and all that. So, we know she's still nuts. She's in a deep problem right now, but we don't know what she's gonna do with it, because she's happy. She's happy for the first time in a long time because she's conquered her demon, pretty much literally. So, does this mean that she's gonna go off and kill some more? Does it mean she's now just gonna get reinstitutionalized? Or is it, I don't know. I wouldn't say that there's any chance of it being supernatural in the sense of that is actually Wonderland now. That it's pretty firmly established that this entire thing happens entirely inside her mind. And probably the most efficient, but also the most bloody therapy possible. So, you know, we try. But, I don't know. A little bit of ambiguity never killed anyone. Well, except in perhaps medication. And bombing targets. Yeah. So, as I am thickly trying to discover, the paintings here show these diamonds, clubs, and hearts when you throw the mirror at them. Well, if we look in the back of the room, where we didn't see before, then we will find a secret passage. I wouldn't really call it a secret, it's hidden behind something, but we still gotta go back and get it. So we need to set the thing to see whatever one we want. In this case, it's the diamond, and the Jabberwock. You have to make them match. And then you gotta run all the way back to here, jump up on here, and then we'll see the little puzzle in a second. These guys all respawn, by the way, so you feel perfectly free to run right past them and don't even worry about it. And yes, I did cheat my way through this. I looked it up in a game facts, because you know this game is old by the fact that there's actually text walkthroughs left, which is something it's really going out of style, and I really miss, because going through a text walkthrough is so much easier than going through a video one. In some cases, yes, the video is better because it shows you exactly where you need to go. On the other hand, I can't just control F a video and find exactly what I need. Blah. Okay, so we go into here, it'll show us 3 paintings, and we select the one that matches our thing. In this case, it was the Jabberwock. It was the Jabberwock. Come on, Alice. Hit it. There you go. And now that one's unlocked. Do that 3 times, and we're all set. So we'll do that next time.